All right, Aaron, we're talking about time.
Hello?
Now, what I'm going to say next, it's about time. You see, when the time comes, you take your time. And now that you got the time, is it a bad time? If so, just kill time. Is it a good time? Nay, is it prime time? We're talking quality time here. You're going to want double time, maybe even big time if you can afford the time. But if you can't buy the time, you can always borrow the time, though you really want free time as long as you don't have to pay back time. If your time is up, is that high time? Is that time flying? Is that time traveling? I suppose that's a question of time, and only time will tell. If you have downtime, measure to see if it's the all-time low. Speaking of measures, that's record time. Game time is play time, and when it's crunch time, it's Miller time. Did you get that? Time is abstract, you know? You can't hold it, throw it, or mold it, though you can give time, and you can take time out and serve time. You can even pass the time and get ahead of your time, but don't lose track of time, because you can't ask for one more time. So,
Was
I don't
that
know.
off the cuff?
Yes. No, I wrote that down earlier.
That was good. That was really good.
Thanks.
I don't have anything prepared.
You know, I wanted to, I started writing and I was watching that George Carlin documentary and just was like, kind of want to do like a Carlin thing.
Dude, it felt very Carlin-esque. I was actually going to say that.
Cool.
It was good. Yeah, we are talking time today. Have you seen the Skittles video? It's like a big demonstration of how much time you have in your life, like free time. And to show how much actual time the average person has, he like has all these Skittles across the floor. And he's like, the average human spends so many days in a car traveling from work or whatever. And then he groups those Skittles together. And then he's like, and then you spend this much time in the bathroom, and he groups those and then eating and yada yada until he gets down to this like finite amount of Skittles. And he's like, this is what really matters. This is like your free time to do with what you please, whether it's like streaming Elden Ring or planting flowers or whatever.
Doing one of the 4 hobbies we talked about.
Exactly. And I always think back to that. What are you doing with your free time, Vin?
Oh gosh, it's a big question, Aaron. Like lately I've been doing more editing outside of work even. I want to start growing mushrooms. We talked about this.
Yeah.
Fuck, God, I'm off today, man. I'm rehashing things. I'm talking about stuff we've already talked about.
It's okay.
It's been a minute since we've done this.
I know, we're blowing the dust off.
I would like to garden more. I would like to garden. Do you have a garden? Are you going to grow shit?
I got plenty of space to grow. I haven't, just like what's here when we bought the house, just like some nice shrubs and there's some flowers. But like I want to actually plant some like tomatoes and, the usual, the variety of anybody who's got a slight green thumb will tell you like, oh, we planted some mint and we planted a lemon tree and then this and that. And
plant some tobacco. Do you know what that is?
Tobacco?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said tobacco.
No, tobacco.
What's tobacco?
It was a Simpsons episode where they mixed tomatoes and tobacco, and like all the goats were getting addicted to it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I would like to garden. I think that'd be fun.
But we're talking about time.
Who's got the time to garden?
Can you grow more time?
Can you purchase it from a genie?
One time I saw this short like anthology video and somebody had wished for like 10,000 wishes, and the trick was that if you wish for more wishes, you become the genie and now you have to grant that many wishes before you're free.
Whoa.
Yeah, I thought that was scary.
Is a genie's life like really as miserable as it seems? Like
I guess it's just
you got like superpowers and you're just kind of floating around shooting. Like, is it draining? Like, I always got the impression from like Aladdin, like the genie, obviously he's like enslaved in this bottle, probably no fun, but It's like the actual act of being a genie and like granting wishes. Is it exhausting? Like, I
It
don't know.
always
All he
seemed
does is
cool.
just flip his finger and then it's like, oh, there
Yeah, I
it
never
is.
quite understood the why it was so depressing.
Yeah.
You're a magical creature, but I guess
Yeah.
you get bored.
I guess so. Well, he wanted his own freedom, right?
Right? Yeah.
He didn't want to be limited to the just being subservient.
Can they not create stuff for themselves?
No, dude, that's against genie law.
We get that. That would suck.
You stay in that bottle until your master rubs you.
Yeah, if I
And
can't
then
even
you-
zap myself an Xbox or something.
Nope, sorry. So you can't have more time. Also, you know what's crazy about time? Nobody knows how much they got.
Unless you have Shinigami eyes
What are those?
from Death Note. Remember?
Oh, remind
You
me.
watched Death Note, right?
I did.
The Shinigami, the monsters, they
Oh,
can
they
see,
see it above everybody. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
and if you can trade your half your life to get Shinigami eyes,
Yep.
I believe was the case.
I'm due for a rewatch of that whole series.
I don't know why you would want that.
Um,
You give up half your life just to know how long other people have to live. Oh, you also get to know their name too, which for Light was important for using the Death Note.
that's right.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I want to be Ryuk for like Halloween one year. Like go all out. Do like a real proper. Have you seen like the real good cosplays?
I mean, I imagine there are people like got like stilts on,
Yeah, yeah.
and they got like the arms are pulled with levers and pulleys and things.
That'd be so cool. Carry around my apple.
Apples are good.
All right, so do you feel like you're using time as well as you could be?
No,
What are your what aren't you doing?
same
Are you-
same bull crap, dude. Just been on social media too much. I start
Yeah.
rendering something. 5-second render turns into 5-minute session on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, dang it, I can't do that. Dude, especially when the computer's moving slow. I've been editing some projects lately where it's like, it's 4K footage and like I'll even have proxies, but I'm doing stuff in After Effects. And it's like, even just sometimes there's certain days where just scrubbing through the timeline is slow. And I lose my mind because I have like these 3 to 5 second gaps of just like waiting for the computer, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when it adds up, it's just like mind numbing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've got a newer Mac for my work, and it still is like a slog on stuff. Sometimes that's not even complicated work.
Yeah,
Not
same.
even like it. I'm like, what's causing the holdup? Like, I have a 2012 MacBook that would probably get through it faster. I'm like, I don't understand.
How are you on the social media front, though? Do you end up sinking time into it, or are you still? How is your news detox going? Are you?
Fallen off a little bit, but purposefully so. Just with like a lot of recent events. You know what actually was like the breaking point for me was Julianne was like, "Oh, did you hear about the shooting?" And I was like, "No, and I don't want to know, but now I have to." And then she said it was a school shooting, and
That was
that
the
kind
one
of
in
broke
Texas,
me because
obviously.
yeah, Uvalde, and it just kind of like opened up Pandora's box again. Doing okay on social media, and I think it's just because I don't have like a personal Instagram or Facebook anymore. You know, the only time I'll go on Instagram is briefly to check like F&D's Insta to see if we have any messages. But other than that, I'm not really on there. Back to time. How do you
What time is it, by the way?
9:03 here.
Oh, it's 6:03 for me.
That's crazy. How does that work?
Dude, let's talk about time zones.
Time zones.
Think about that, dude.
Zones of time.
Yo, which way if you go? Which way is yesterday?
Towards
Going-
you, man.
Going
You're in
to
the
like
past, dude. I'm living in the future. I'm living
Right,
in
right,
the
right.
night. I'm living in the nighttime of now. You're just like at dusk.
okay, if I go into Australia, or like wherever the time zone is, where it like starts. If I cross, am I crossing into tomorrow?
Are you on to something? Do you feel like you've just deduced time travel like nobody's thought of this before?
No. I've never thought about it in a way where like I never made sense of like the time zone line that is like the break of the day.
Oh, what was that movie? There was a movie with Ben Affleck. Do you remember that? And they had they had something like powerful enough that they could see into the past. Paycheck.
Yeah.
Paycheck is a science fiction action film directed by, John Woo did that.
Looking up time travel movie with Denzel Washington. What am I thinking of? Deja Vu.
Hold on, I'm looking up the log line for Paycheck.
You read that one and I'll read Deja Vu.
All right, Paycheck, starring Ben Affleck. What seemed like a breezy idea for an engineer to net him millions of dollars leaves him on the run for his life and piecing together why he's being chased. Doesn't even tell you what it's about.
Oh, isn't that the one where he's like the reverse engineer?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Let me see. Deja Vu. The team of top secret program brings ATF agent Doug Carlin to its midst to capture the terrorist responsible for a ferry bombing that left hundreds dead. Its amazing technology lets the team fold time 4 days backward and see the madman's movements as he plots to kill a woman who could give him away. Doug realizes that this technology could allow him to do what law enforcement officers dream of, go back in time to prevent crime.
Denzel.
None of these movies, of course, are as have left an impression as hard as, and it's not even necessarily time travel, but it is, in a sense, Minority Report.
Yeah, that's not time travel. Well,
but there's elements of seeing into the future, traveling in an observer in a purely observational way.
Man, I remember seeing... Did you ever see The Time Machine with Guy Pearce?
Yeah.
Man, little me at the theater seeing that when he goes to the future and the moon is breaking apart. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah.
People are running for their lives and they're like, look up! And he looks up and the moon's shattering. I was like, whoa!
Yeah, the movie was sweet when I first saw it too. I don't know if it still holds up.
Well,
I think...
the villain in it still is creepy.
Oh, the villain's one of those weird creatures. Like one of those weird mole people, right?
I don't know if he's like that. I think he's just like a guy with white hair and white pupils. I don't know what.
Yeah, because they live underground. Because the moon breaks apart.
If you look at the pictures of the creatures, he's not one of them. He's more human-like.
Oh,
that's
right.
Good old Doug Jones in one of those creature costumes. That's cool.
Guy Pearce from Memento, a movie also in a way dealing with time stuff.
More so in the way that it was presented.
Yeah.
Here's a question.
I'm reaching now.
Here's the time machine dilemma. Isn't the paradox that if you build a time machine for the purpose of traveling backwards in time, it's not possible because if you accomplish it, you would have had no reason to build the time machine in the first place?
Oh boy, Aaron, you're really opening up a can of time worms here.
Open up.
Well,
this is breaking your mind.
Well, I always thought in those instances, we're on the first go of living out our experiences. You know?
Yes.
This is the first time obviously this is the first time we're doing it. So you does that make sense? You get what I'm saying?
No. Okay, I'll give you I don't think you understood what I was saying.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
In The Time Machine, the movie with Guy Pearce, he tries to save his wife. That's why he invents it, to try and save his wife from dying. But each time he tries, she dies in a different, terrible way until he realizes that he can't save her, because if he does, then his plan to he would have never built the time machine to begin with.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying now?
Yeah. So she has, as long as the time
She's gotta
machine.
die, dude.
It sucks.
There's like one instance he goes back, and then this like mugger shoots her or something, and then
Yeah, I
there's the
remember
other
that.
one. I think a horse runs her over or something.
I'm remembering all of this now. It's all flooding back like a horrible nightmare.
Yeah.
I really wanted Guy Pearce to find love and be happy, and he couldn't. And like how awful.
Just got to see her die in it. What if?
But he's a handsome dude.
What
He
if the
could-
whole movie was just him? She just dies like 1,000 different ways. He's just like, no, there's got to be a way, and she just keeps dying.
And then it's like 30 minutes, or it's like hour 30 in, it's just like rolls credits, and he's.
And he never solved it.
Oh, dude, what was I thinking of? Looper. That one's awesome.
Again, does that even have to do with time, Vinny? I think you're thinking of these cool sci-fi films, and you're just like, oh,
No, dude, Looper's totally.
it's got.
Right?
I
Isn't
thought
it?
Looper. Oh, I'm thinking of. Oh yeah, I'm thinking of Jumper. Wait, what's the
Yeah,
one with
Jumper, the one where they can jump
Jumper.
space or whatever. Jump
Oh,
through
sorry,
space.
Looper with Joseph
Yeah.
Gordon-Levitt. Yeah. Sorry, you threw me off with a couple of your previous ones that you were like, oh, it's got some time travel elements.
Yeah, I was leaving it open. Okay, here's the question everybody loves to ask. If you could go back in time, where would you go?
If I had a legit working time machine,
Yeah.
I think it would be really cool to see dinosaurs go back, just like prime Jurassic era, and just like watch some big epic dinosaur fights.
Dude, you know what I heard that blew my freaking mind?
What?
That there were dinosaurs while there were fossils of other dinosaurs. That's how long they were around.
Oh, that is cool.
I don't know if that's true, but like I read it or something.
Well, I believe it. I mean, it's millions of years.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, because what was the span of? I mean,
Dude, just thinking about that right now, because dinosaurs to me exist in they almost exist in a fantasy realm. Like it's not even, and they're not. It's not fantasy. It's not sci-fi. But in the movies we see, it's kind of like it feels that way. But then you take a minute and you're like, no, those things actually were running around this planet.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. Because I mean, I think it's because we have no reference. Only real world.
Sorry,
animals.
did you hear that?
No, what was that?
Dude, my whole house shook. A helicopter flew over flew over the apartment.
Oh well, Biden's in L.A.
That's true. Yeah, maybe it's. I think it was Biden flying the helicopter, like super low. Like, Mr. President, pull up.
Let me take a drive of this sport.
Hey, go ahead and pull up on the lever, Jack.
Oh,
That's
no,
not-
I
that's
was
not what he
falling
sounds like.
asleep. That's a bad Biden.
Yeah, it's not a good Biden.
Bad Biden.
We were talking about dinosaurs.
We are now.
How you like that political comedy, everybody?
I always love seeing that thing where it's like some large object representing time, and then at the very end, it's like the width of one human hair is the time that people have been alive on the planet. And you're like, why am I at work? Why do I do anything?
All this time and I'm still making ads for Facebook? We couldn't evolve into doing something any cooler than that?
It's a sorry state of affairs. Every day I'm leaning more and more towards, on the continuum of everything sucks and everything's fine, I'm going more towards this all sucks. I mean, look, this is cool what we're doing. Like, I get it. Like, oh my God, the internet. Oh my God, we're recording a podcast. Great. But at what cost?
Are you saying,
Anyway.
like what cost, like to the world, or you're just saying like
Yeah, like all the-
Are you guilting yourself for the pleasures in your life because of all the bad that happens in the world?
I'm more so like I think our priorities are all effed.
I got you.
Yeah, that we've somehow got to the point where we're choosing to. It almost seems like we're locked into working as much as we do.
Yeah, every time somebody brings up like they're gonna test out 4-day work weeks, I'm like, and it'll never happen. I would love for it to. That'd be great.
I just saw a thing them talking about doing that in the UK.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's like where they're doing like some trial to see everybody's hopes and dreams around the developed world. Like, it's like on the backs of like these, I don't know, handful of companies that are giving it a go, and watch if they all drop the ball. Like, oh no, they weren't as productive at all.
I really
Everybody's
hope they
gonna be like,
are.
oh no, back to 5 days.
I mean, dude, we're like working in an office job. Nobody's working a full 40 hours. Nobody. You know.
Dude, I'm sorry, but the top brass work even more than that. Okay,
No, they don't.
40 hours is like a sleeper week.
They work even
Okay.
less at a certain point. Whatever. Okay, maybe Jeff Bezos put in 1,000 hours a week at the beginning of Amazon, but anyway.
I was listening to something that was sad of people who worked their whole lives, like really grinded it out so that they could like enjoy their retirement, and then they get like cancer or something terrible and pass away before they started their retirement.
Yeah, dude, it sucks. What
And,
a real tragedy.
right?
Yeah. It's awful. Yeah, I think about my dad talking about how he worked like 90 hours a week to like while he was supporting us in the beginning. It's like, yeah, that
Yeah.
sucks. Like, isn't that not,
Yeah.
that's like not cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I feel like when he says that, there's like a badge of honor, which I get, I get that. Like, you did what you had to do to support your family. Like, that's cool. But also, I wish you didn't have to,
Right. And I'm there too.
a hip
Like,
surgery later. Like, I wish you didn't have to do that.
I agree 100%. And I would do anything, like I would work that much if it meant supporting my family. You have to do what you have to do. So I get being in his shoes. Any one of our parents that are probably like, back in my day, I had to do this, this, and this. It's like, it's not unappreciated. It's just like, okay, then when do we want that for our kids and our kids' kids? Like,
Yeah.
technology is improving. We're clearly cutting jobs out of the workforce, but instead of being like, oh, okay, we can maybe like, let technology work for us. We're like, well, we got to find new jobs. You're not off the hook. We got to find new places for these to work. Let the robots do the other jobs. You better find something or you're done.
Well, there's no plan to like. I mean, it's talked about like in a progressive like political space of like a UBI, subsidize, But I don't. It being actually implemented. I think actually, I think there's a city. I believe there's a city in California where they're maybe starting to do that.
Oh, I think they have test trials and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's probably nothing more than like a town.
I don't know, dude. I mean, all of my like most of my TikTok and Instagram is like filled up with like those types of like it's all like left leaning like socialist
Yeah, you're in the
like
anti-work
memes
bubble.
and content and like.
All I know is I'm just so tired of everybody being right. Like, honestly, if there was a guy that got up on stage for the presidential debate and he just answered a question, he was like, you know what? I don't know. I got to look that up. I'd be like, boom, voting for him. Finally. We live in this like war where like everybody, you got to be like every second.
Everybody's so sure of themselves. Yeah.
Everything, 100%, always right. And then if you're wrong, you can't admit you're wrong. No, that's weak. You got to double down.
Yeah.
Anyways, you were going to say something like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, I don't remember that at all now. Let's get out of the real world and let's play in Fantasyland.
You never told me where you were going to time travel.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna take out of the equation like the altruistic thing, like the kill Hitler thing. I'm gonna for funsies.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. So
Yeah.
don't hold that against me.
No, I don't. I'm gonna.
I was like, I'm gonna go see dinosaurs.
Yeah. Well, of course,
But
the
Aaron,
thing
you
is,
could save millions.
I mean, sure, that would be awesome. But for funsies, for me, like the thing I want to go see, I'd probably want to see like the Egyptians at their peak, or maybe even like there's like evidence kind of suggesting like aliens showed up somewhere. I don't know. I guess even something as simple as like Area 51. But then if you find out it was like something stupid, like it definitely wasn't aliens, and I just like wasted my trip.
Oh, well, if this is like your only trip, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I think
guess it would
ancient
either be-
Egyptians or Romans would be cool. Like any like advanced, like really advanced civilization in the past would be just wild to walk around, be a fly on the wall.
We think of ourselves as advanced because we got like computers and stuff, but like maybe they were like they were at a different, like they were just advancement looked different.
I think also just far in the future. add 2,000 years on the clock and just see, hey, did humans make it?
Dude,
What do
you
you give
just
it,
saying
by
that
the
right
way?
now is like scary to think about. Like
I know, isn't it?
just like really like honestly no concept of what that could even be.
2,000 years in the future?
Yeah.
The year 4,000?
Where it's either like rubble or it's like, you know, whatever, some utopia silver city you see in the I don't know.
Yeah, is there a middle ground?
I don't know. I feel like I
You
guess
show up and there's just a dude at his desk working his 9 to 5. And
It's
he's like,
the
no,
same-
dude, nothing happened. What?
It's
We
the
didn't make
same
any
thing.
advancements?
After the PS5 came out, it was the same. We plateaued after the PS5.
They were like, we can't make a PS6.
And there
This is the best we got.
Everything else followed suit. Come on, NFL 4000's playing it. We're gonna go to Buffalo Wild Wings. It's still around.
It would be funny. It would be heartbreaking, but it'd be funny if it was straight up idiocracy, like in a couple hundred years.
I remember there was like in one of the backgrounds of the shots, like there were like buildings, like there were two skyscrapers that were like roped together from falling over.
That's great.
Have you ever read Slaughterhouse-5?
No, I couldn't.
It's
get
about-
Vonnegut.
It's about time travel. And he describes it in a very interesting way where like people imagine you're on a train that's moving and like you're like bolted down to the side of the train and there's like a pipe in front of your eyeball. And so all you can see is what's passing through like the open end of that pipe.
Interesting.
And that
you're on the side of it.
Yeah, you're
Not
just
like on
yeah. Yeah, you're on the side. Whatever. It's just like you're on this moving train, and it's like the landscape passing before you.
Yeah.
All
just
you
see
can
little
take in
people.
is all that you can take in is through the end of this little pipe, and it's like that is like that's what we perceive time as now. Not understanding that like if you were to take the pipe away, like you would see so much. There's like that much more you would be able to see.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought. Yeah, I mean, I just go with the Matthew McConaughey Interstellar representation.
What's that again?
When he's in the black hole. Remember when he like goes
Yeah.
down like and he sees like all those versions like all around him.
Right, yeah.
Also just the idea of falling into a black hole is like
Frightening. Did you see that they like had some kind of photograph of like the black hole at the center of the Milky Way?
I think I don't know if I actually looked at it.
And it's just, you know, it's just like some blurry red thing. It's like, you know, it's funny looking at it because it's like the way they described it's like how much like probably like the millions of dollars that went into research, that went into like the computing power and the technology to even produce this image, you know, is like definitive proof of like this theory. And you're looking at it and you're like, that's cool. Like, that's fine. All right. Some orange, blurry donut.
It's not even in focus. Oh, sorry, they didn't focus the camera. That's a waste. You know what I was thinking about the other day? I think more than anything now, we get YouTube comments for F&D that people talking about how long they've watched us. You know, like, oh, I
Yeah.
started watching you guys when I was 15. And those really make me think, like, time-wise, like, one, how long we've been doing it, and two, just how quickly time has passed. And also just how grateful, if I can be heartfelt for a moment, that we are like still working together and close friends. When you look at the grand scheme of things, like, you know, how much we've done and how long we've been close. It is weird looking back on like middle school videos of us.
Yeah.
How is there still stuff to talk about? You know, I've known you my whole adult life.
This is more crazy stuff happening every day.
More material.
And think about all the stuff you learn every day. You think about the fraction of the what we know just is between the two of us, like the information and knowledge we have. And it's just like Aaron, if all the knowledge of the world was represented, the knowledge you and I have would be the size of it would be the width of a human hair at the very edge of the thing.
I was thinking about, it was a book or something that talked about when you're with somebody, you're like, you know, each person is like a computer. You're like storing memories of the world around you. And oftentimes you're storing memories of people that nobody else will see or remember. And when that person dies, like, they just live in your memory. And I think of how much of each other's lives we have in our brains. God
Yeah,
forbid one of us would go.
it's always like weird too, like when you talk to someone who like was at a thing you were at and they have a memory that's, I mean, I've talked to people and they're like, "Hey, and then you did this," and I was like, "And I did that happened?
You're right, yeah.
I did that thing?"
Yeah. Look, one thing's for certain. I hope I get to spend even more time with you, dude.
Hey, dude, I hope I get to spend more time with you too.
I'm grateful for the time we have to do this podcast together.
And we have the time to make more funny and cool memories for the other one to store in their brain. All right, dude. Well, hey, I've had a great time talking to you,
Likewise.
and I'll see you next time
See you next time, dude.
on the podcast. This is
Is this
Phone
Calls?
It's phone calls.